Hey people, it's Nias talking. Now this is from AlJazeera.com. Uganda launches first oil drilling program, targets 2025 output. Uganda discovered commercial oil reserves nearly 20 years ago, but production has been delayed by lack of infrastructure. Uganda on Tuesday launched its first oil drilling program, its petroleum agency said, a key milestone as the country races to meet its target of first oil output in 2025. The Kingfisher field is part of a $10 billion scheme to develop Uganda's oil reserves on the Lake Albert in the west of the country and build a vast pipeline to ship the crude to international markets via an Indian Ocean port in Tanzania. The President Yoweri Museveni has officially commissioned the start of a drilling campaign on the Kingfisher oil field. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda, PAU, said on Twitter, describing the development as a milestone. The East African nation discovered commercial reserves of petroleum nearly 2 decades ago in one of the world's most biodiverse regions, but production has been repeatedly delayed by a lack of infrastructure like a pipeline. The Kingfisher field, operated by the state-owned China National Offshore Oil Corporation, CNOOC, is expected to produce 40,000 barrels of oil per day at its peak. We are excited as a country and Africa, Energy Minister Ruth Nankabirwa told the AFP news agency. PAU, which regulates the petroleum sector, said President Yoweri Museveni launched a program at a site in the Kingfisher project area at one of the country's 2 commercial oil development areas. Uganda's second project area, Telinga, located north of Lake Albert, astride River Nile, is operated by France's Total Energies. CNOOC and Total Energies co-own all of Uganda's existing oil fields alongside the state-run Uganda National Oil Company. At peak, Uganda plans to produce about 230,000 barrels of crude oil per day. The country's crude reserves are estimated at 6.5 billion barrels, of which 1.4 billion barrels are recoverable. However, the plans to tap the oil at Lake Albert, 160 kilometer, 100-mile long body of water separating Uganda from the Democratic Republic of Congo, have run into strong opposition from rights activists and environmental groups. They've said it threatened the region's fragile ecosystem and the livelihoods of tens of thousands of people. That is a good point. That was one of my first thoughts when they said it was coming from underneath the lake. And we have to add in some commentary here. So these pipelines and the oil fields are owned by France and China. And this is very concerning because France is a colonial power, not necessarily in Uganda, but it is one in Africa and has a long history of exploiting and abusing the native African people. And China, well, we all know how they get down. They use debt to take advantage of the resources. If you can't pay, they'll take it away. They'll take away physical resources. I think I did a video on this where Uganda was facing losing its airport, its only international one, to China. And I'm guessing that, who knows, maybe the Chinese will mismanage this so it doesn't make money. And then they have some debts leveraged against it. It doesn't make money. And then they say, look, in order to pay us, you're going to have to hand over the control of the oil field and the oil pipeline. They take over and make huge amounts of money, and the Ugandan African people lose out. On the plus side, most of my viewers are Diwani Black Americans or FBA ADOS, whatever you want to call yourself. But I've been seeing lots and lots of people talking about passport bros, traveling abroad. For those of you who are serious about opportunities in life, if you've got any degrees in engineering, oil work, metallurgy, or anything related to this oil field work, some of you work in Louisiana or Texas in the oil fields there, this could be an opportunity. Travel there and act as contractors, make more money there, and see another country and do a job at the same time. It's something to think about. So anyway, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.